Welcome back to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We are hauling a tanker load down to Oklahoma. I know it's been a little while. I tried recording a couple of different episodes and they just weren't turning out very good. But hey, now I'm going to have a straight shot. Uh, things are going to go well today. I'm actually going to be happy today. I don't even know when the last time I talked to you guys was. It was a while back, and I've tried to record, like I said, I've tried to record a couple of different episodes, and I've talked about shit in those other episodes that I ended up, they just weren't working out. So here, we're going to try to recap everything quickly for you. Well, maybe not quickly. Got an hour to do it. It is amazing to me that this is what I'm doing today. This is like a normal job, but to me right now, this is like keeping me from going over the edge. I've been very upset at work lately. I've not been happy. They've had me doing acid. They've had me doing other little bullshit. They made me shave these motherfuckers. They were going to try to make me shave again yesterday, which was Monday. They were going to try to make me shave again. I ain't shaving again, okay? I don't need a full face respirator to do what I'm doing with the acid. And hey, I just have a couple of points to make that whenever we were dealing with acid, the guys that were wearing the full face respirator, their ears were exposed. Their cheeks, parts of their cheeks and their jawline and their forehead were all exposed. Me with a full face shield, I didn't get splatters on my face at all. And the other guys, legally, no, they did not get anything on them. But wink, wink. Everybody got a little bit of something on them. We're supposed to report all that shit, but if you get a little dribble on you and you wipe it off, like you're supposed to write that up. You're supposed to write that up. It's on me for 2 seconds, and it's fine. Even though it burns for 2 seconds, it's on you. You know it's on you. Now I'm in the phase. This is the worst phase of it. Well, no, not the worst phase of it, but a bad phase of it, because now there's been like acid on people's gloves that accidentally touch parts of a truck, or this broom or something, and then somebody else grabs it with a glove. And I'm not saying you're using a glove, but then that glove is basically clean, so then you end up touching other stuff with it. And then so now we're in the phase of everything's got a little bit of acid on it, it kind of feels like. So you got to use gloves for everything. And you put on gloves and you're like, oh, I need to rub my nose real quick. Oh, I just got to grab this bag real fast and then rub my nose. I don't know. It's shit that you don't realize you're doing. You don't realize you're touching yourself and whatnot. And you get these little, like, very light little heat sessions, I guess. I don't know. Until your body can absorb it and just put it out. I don't know. I don't know how acid works all that well, but I know that I've got like a little bit of an irritation. It's not even red. It's not like my hand looks perfectly fine. It's so itchy. My hand is so itchy, and I don't know. I've washed my hands. Tried to wear gloves every time. I don't know. I don't even know if that's even related to acid. But anyways, they've had me doing that shit. They had me running a pickup truck up to Iowa. Hiccups. Then they had me doing excavation, which I don't know. I don't want to complain too much about all that shit, but the acid really fucked me up. Like, I really did not like the acid. I did not want to be doing that, especially when I went through the schedule and I saw what everybody else is doing. I saw what everybody else, all the other truck drivers, Class B, Class A, hazmat, all them guys. Everybody else is driving trucks, having and like doing jobs where they're just driving basically. And I'm like, why am I the only one not fucking driving? So I don't know how, but some reason I got this job where I'm going down to doing my normal tanker runs. I got loaded yesterday. I was kind of hoping to get off. I was so pissed off that I was just ready to go the fuck home. I was ready to just go home. I did not want to work anymore. But luckily, I stuck around so I could go get loaded. And now today, all I got to do is drive down to Winoka, get offloaded, and come on back. Things are things should work out pretty well for me today. Um, just a couple of stops. I got to drink a lot of water, so I'm probably going to be doing a couple of piss stops. I'm not a piss jug guy. I don't think I've ever pissed in a jug. I slightly remember one time maybe, but I don't know how these guys do it. I'm not even going to attempt it. We had a guy, and I don't want to say his name, but we had a truck driver when we were working at the lumber yard, and at the lumber yard he was paid by the hour. He had all the time in the day that he could stop. Like there was no restriction. He could get back to the yard as late as he wanted. It didn't really matter. But this guy would drive like his life depended on it. I don't know. Maybe he had shit going on after work. I don't know. But he was so fucking gross. This guy was gross as fuck. He whispered at you, hey, hey there, buddy. You could barely hear him. You had to get really close to him so you could smell his fucking shit breath. And then, because he had like one of those big 7-Eleven gulp drinks or whatever, and he had like a little bendy straw for it. And I don't think that they should have told him that he's got to clean that straw every now and again. It was black. That was not a black straw. It was a clear straw that turned black because of all the soda he was sucking through that bitch. It was fucking disgusting, dude. And so he was a weirdo, real weirdo. Somebody probably should have reported his ass somewhere. Maybe it should have been me. I don't know. I was young at the time. But he somebody saw him wearing little pink underwear. Like, for a child. So he was a real fucking weirdo. He got kicked off a job site. He would cut shorts out of his jeans, but he would cut them really fucking short. So he would be walking around looking like a hoochie, and he got kicked out of a construction site. He was just delivering lumber. He just shows up, undoes his straps, and everybody does everything else. Like, to be a guy that's your only job, to get kicked off of a fucking job site is fucking amazing. Uh, he didn't run anybody over or anything. He hopped out of the truck and one of his balls fell out of his fucking jean shorts. And they called and cussed out our company and was like, if you ever send that motherfucker here again, he ain't coming back. Like, okay, we won't send him anymore. uh, where was I going with this? What was I talking about? Do I feel like him? No, I don't feel it. He pissed in his truck. That's what it was. His seat. It was a fabric seat in a Mack truck. And the seat was matted down. You know, like elbow grease on an armrest? Makes sense. What the fuck is going on in your crotch area? Just in your crotch area. Did he sit there and rub the fucking chair all day? I don't know what the fuck he was doing in there. But every time we had to move his truck, because that's at the lumber yard whenever I was a forklift operator, that's all we had to move trucks around all the time. And I'd get in his truck. He's got his air maxed out. He's got 120 PSI in the fucking seat. The airbag seat. Raised all the way to the fucking ceiling, which, I mean, it only goes so high, but some drivers do like to ride up there. But I'm like, I can't even reach the goddamn pedals. So I'd get in there, I'd lower his seat all the way the fuck down. I've always been a ride on the floor type of guy. Even before I was a truck driver, I ride on the fucking floor. And then I'd grab cardboard or plastic or something I could throw over the seat, and I would wear gloves when I drove his truck. Because I don't want to touch anything in this fucking truck. He would piss jug the fuck out of that thing. It was gross. Um, so anyways, I'm not a piss jug type of guy, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna find a spot to park, and I'm gonna walk my ass into a truck stop, probably a Love's, and I'm gonna go take a piss. I'm not a piss jug guy. I don't do that. These fucking idiots. What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are in the construction zone. What the fuck are you guys doing? Well, I know what happened. It was a lane closed, and somebody took out all the cones that merged you out of the lane, and they just ended up in between the cones. Fucking dumbasses. Um, what else is going on right now? So the DR has been running great. I patched the front tire. Everything's been great for like 2 weeks. I feel like I've been riding it every day. Well, I think there was one day I drove the truck, but I think I recorded since then. I've been riding the dirt bike every fucking day. Everything's been going great with it. And then yesterday, I thought I was going home, so I grabbed all my shit and grabbed my bike and I rode it up to the front office. And that's whenever he was like, "Oh, you got to take that truck. Go ahead and hop on it and take it, go get loaded and bring it back." So I did. And then when I got back, the front tire was flat. Again, the patch failed. I'm guessing the patch failed. I felt the inside of that tire. I felt the inside of the rim. I felt the inside of the tire. Made sure there was nothing like sticking up, nothing poking. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the tube that was on that the original flat tire that I had with that bike. I think the tube had a very small leak, and it was probably from the valve stem. It was a tiny, tiny leak. So I just have to air it up. And I think at the point where it got so low, I think I ripped. It ripped. You know, the tire tried to shift, and it's got a rim lock. Well, not a rim lock. It's just got a valve stem lock, and it just twisted it just enough to rip the original tube. Do you want to pass me? Because I'm giving you a spot to pass. Oh, he wants that exit. Okay, go ahead. I'm like, fuck, why am I sandbagging over here? You got plenty of room. You can come over. Um. So yeah, I mean, whenever me and my uncle ended up replacing the tube for the second time, I felt the inside of the tire with bare hand, and the inside of the rim. Nothing was poking. So I don't know. But it went flat again. And I was really upset. You know, I was like, God damn it. You know, just I've had a shitty week last week, and it was looking like a shitty week this week. It was really, they were gonna have me in a paint kitchen. I don't know. I asked one guy, I was like, so what do we do in the paint kitchen? Because I'm a driver most of the time. I don't know what all these other little jobs are that we do where we go and we actually physically clean shit. And they're like, oh, you grab paint scrapers and you just go into this place and he's like, it fucking sucks. He's like, we'll be there all week long. I'm like, because that was on my schedule. It was all week long in a paint kitchen with a fucking putty knife, just scraping paint off of things. And then, and obviously it's not going to be in a great spot. So we were going to have to carry buckets throughout this facility. It was, I mean, hey, somebody's going to do it, and I feel bad for 'em. But listen, I signed up to be a driver, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, I'm a driver, I don't do that. But it's like, I really just want to drive, and there are driving jobs to be done. Why am I not doing them? Why am I the only? Why am I the highest class A with basically now I have some of the most experience, compared to, because we've lost five or six drivers. Now I'm pretty high up on the seniority list. You know, why am I in a paint kitchen with a fucking paint scraper, and you got all these new fucks out here driving down to Oklahoma and shit? What the fuck is going on here? So was pretty upset about that, but then luckily a load popped up to haul for this power plant, so I'm doing this. And I guess, I don't know, I'm trying to give my boss a little bit of benefit of the doubt that maybe he was going to put me on that because he knew that one of these jobs was going to pop up. But I'm like, dude, I really need to not be. You made me shave, you made me fuck around with acid, and then you were going to put me in a paint kitchen. Like, you just want to get rid of me. You want me to fucking get on Indeed. I'm on Indeed, bud. You better fucking count your goddamn days. I'm on Indeed. Which, on Indeed, I think I didn't cover this on the podcast yet, but I do have a heavy haul job coming up, or an interview, which I don't know. Interviews usually go well. If I interview for a place, I almost always get it. So I'm just hoping that's going to work out the same, and this is going to pay a little bit more money and be strictly just chaining down equipment, moving construction equipment around, which it's going to have its days where I got to try to get a fucking wide load downtown or some shit. I would hope I would have a flagger or something, but I don't know. Seems like it's going to be mainly me by myself, just load up fucking shit, chain it down, and haul it off, take it to the next job site. Hopefully things will work out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to take it. If I get it, I'm probably going to take it, as long as it's got insurance and other shit. There's a couple other places I applied to recently. There's one where I'd be hauling trash from transfer stations. So like a big city, or there's a landfill, but it's next city over or something. But all the trash trucks that are driving around town, they need somewhere to dump all their trash. They don't want to clog up the landfill with, because I don't know, probably 5 trash trucks can fit. The amount of trash out of 5 trash trucks can fit in one tipper trailer. So you're cutting the landfill traffic down by 5. And that one pays pretty good, and it would be like, I think 5 to 6 loads a day. Not bad. So I don't know. I don't really want to be at the landfill every fucking day, but that would be a really simple job. I mean, getting on the tipper, unhooking your trailer, pulling forward, and then somebody else is going to hit the tip button. And they tip it, dump it, lower it down, hook back up, and go get another load. And I think I could become pretty proficient at that. I think that would be pretty interesting to do that. So anyways, I applied at a couple of different places. The one that I really wanted, well, not that I really wanted, but the one that would pay the most, I know it would pay the most, but I would never be home, was a place called Mainline. I applied there, and they kind of, I think they were hiring a certain amount of candidates because it had a little bar at the bottom. It's like 80% of candidates have been filled. So they just needed a couple more guys. And I'm guessing a couple other guys were in the process of the application, but when I hit apply, so I think they got as many as they needed, and they'll probably pop up again. That would be a lot of money, but I would never be home. So I'm thinking one of these other jobs. The heavy haul job is Monday through Friday, and the trash hauling I think is uh, every day, and then a little bit on Saturday. Because the landfills are open on Saturday, they're just not open all day, so you can't haul every day. But when the landfill's open, we're running. That's what it would be. So I don't know. I'm gonna try that out. Just hopefully that's on Thursday. I gotta check my GPS. I want to see how. What the fuck is going on here? There we go. Be there at noon. Cool. Be there at noon. 5-hour drive. Be there at noon. I can be back by 6. That's with minimal stops. Well, I'm gonna have to sit there and wait. I'm guessing. Probably have to wait a couple of hours, but shouldn't be a bad deal. I should be able to get everything done today. Even though this run, the way I make the most money with this run, like today, I'm gonna max out my hours today probably. So that's gonna be a decent payday. But normally, where I make my money doing this run is when I stay in a hotel. I get a per diem. I get $130 if I stay the night somewhere. So. But they're not going to let me stay. If I make it back to fucking Lawrence, they aren't going to let me stay the night in Lawrence to drive to Kansas City, 30 minutes. So we will, we'll see what happens. I can use my adverse driving button again. Yeah, it's adverse. I fucking got a long way to go. Anyways, yeah, the kids got their Halloween costumes. They are ready for the candy. They are 100% ready to go knock on doors and get some candy. My son, he's got a Fortnite character, some jack-o'-lantern, pumpkin head guy, and then my daughter's a princess. They're just so excited to have their costumes already. They're running around the house. They're going to be worn out by the time it's trick-or-treating time. Hey, buddy, turn off your fucking brights behind me. Jesus. You fucking Saturn or whatever you are. Yeah, the acid has not been fun to deal with. So I had to do it last Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, I had to haul pipe up. I think I recorded. I know I recorded. I think I put it out. Might have put it out. And Thursday, what did I end up doing on Thursday? Oh, Thursday doing an excavation, and then Friday acid again. And then Sunday, I had a job pop up on Sunday. I had to go to the pig plant and clean out their Chad pits, and that took My boss was like, I used to do it all the time. It takes 3.5 hours to do it. I'm like, okay, well, I have done it, I think, once. And you're putting me in charge of the job. And the other two guys have never done it. So this is not going to go well. And they're like, don't bring any hose. I'm like, all right, I won't bring no fucking hose. Get out there. There's barely any fucking hose. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you tell me not to bring any hose? There's no hose out here. He's like, there's supposed to be a bunch of hose out there. I'm like, well, there isn't. Now you told me not to bring any. Now we're fucked. Because I was going to load up 500 foot of hose, and that really would have been convenient. I would have just used our hose and then, used what we needed. It would have been brand new hose, and we wouldn't have had all the problems we were having. Because we had 3 pits we had to do, but like I said, I've only done it like one time, or at least one time recently, and I've been there several times before, but I haven't done that specific job, so I forgot where all the shit was. It's inside of a full process pig plant. It's a gigantic place, so it's kind of hard to find your way around. Everything looks the same, and so we got out there. I had nobody to contact. I eventually got a guy. He was the forklift manager. He has a knowledge of the facility, but he doesn't really know anything that we're doing. He's like, I know, like, is your forklift fucked up? I was like, no, we're not using a forklift. We're just running hose throughout the building. I don't know what pits to hit. And then so we had to walk around with him for an hour trying to find all the pits, and then he was showing us the wrong pits. I'm like, God damn it, these are not the right ones. I was like, he's showing us a gigantic pit. Like, that's like a pit we're gonna do that one and that one only, like, type of thing. And he's like, yeah, this is it. I'm like, no. This is not it. This is not this pit's giant. This is its own job on its own. I was like, we're doing 3 little pits. And so we ended up just kind of ignoring that guy. And then we went around and we ended up finding him. We had to run hose throughout the building and then drag it through the building and then pick it up and then move it to the other side of the complex. And then they're just, I don't know what they are. They're called Chad pits. I don't know what the fuck that means. There's teeth in there. There's teeth and skin and chunks of fat and I don't know, all kinds of shit. And I'm pretty sure it's like where they wash out their bins. They have big bins that as the shit gets sliced, it gets dropped into these bins, and then they take these bins, and then they go, get all the good shit, and then I don't know, they rinse out the bins into these little pits, and we gotta suck it out. And I guess this place makes I'm pretty sure they make like shit for grocery stores, because they slaughter the whole hog. But they also have the dog food, which is like all the shit that they're not going to use for people food or whatever. Probably pretty healthy shit, actually, but it was nasty. It was a gross ass job. It stunk to high heaven in there. Everybody got pig guts all over themselves. And it was just, it turned out to be a 6.5 hour job with the couple of problems we had. We got one pit really good. And the other 2 pits, it was kind of hard to see what we were doing. It was really dark. It was a really deep ass pit, and we didn't have the big 6-inch hose that we're supposed to have. We had a lot of 4-inch hose because that's what we needed we needed length to reach from the guzzler to the hole, and the only length we had was 4-inch. So we were using 4-inch hose, and if we were using a 6-inch we had 6-inch hard pipe that we could put down in there, and we could actually, get the hose exactly where we wanted it to be. But the 4-inch was all curling up and sucking to the wall and all kinds of bullshit. But we got it. We got it done. Still had an okay Sunday afterwards, even though I worked like a normal work day. And I'm saying 6.5 hours on site. There was still an hour and a half, 2.5 hours of like drive time and picking shit up and whatnot. And then we ended up taking all the hose that we used. I just took it back to the shop, and I was like, we're throwing this shit in the dumpster because it's been out there for a long time, and it's all like, part of it's dry rotted, a lot of it's been used a lot, so it's thinner than normal, so it's popping holes in it, and it's shrinking up even more than normal, and collapsing. Like whenever you put a lot of vacuum on a hose, it's corrugated, but it's trying to shrink the hose, so it'll collapse the hose at all the weak spots, especially if you suck up against the wall. So you barely touch the wall, and it shwoop, and you're like, God damn it! And that hose is useless after it shrinks. So you gotta fucking pull it, turn it off, pull it out, cut it off, put on a new piece of pipe, and then keep going. And yeah, it was just not fun. And then I show up back at work yesterday on Monday, like, you're going back doing acid. I'm like, okay. And luckily, the only thing we had to do with the acid was get the truck shoveled out. Because, I think I explained a little bit doing the acid, but the acid, as it sits in the silos, it separates and it gets old and it starts creating solids. So there was a lot of good acid, like product acid, and then there was a lot of waste acid that was like chunky shit, pasty stuff. And as we were, sucking it out with the liquid vac, the stainless steel liquid vac, because you got to use stainless steel on everything with acid because it will eat away anything else, which we kind of found out. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, we just had to shovel out the truck. So we had to drain out what liquid was left in there, which was mainly water, which was not cool. Water and acid mixed together creates heat. Gets really fucking hot. And, it already wants to eat through your clothing, and then it gets hot as fuck, and it really starts to, luckily we didn't have too many problems with that. Everybody suited up completely head to toe, taped up their wrists and their feet, and wore masks and shit, even though I think I did better off with a face shield. They had respirators on with acid gas cartridges. So, I mean, maybe I was breathing in something, but I really didn't smell too much acid. I was more worried about the shit splattering. Yeah, like I said, one speck of this acid gets on you, and you feel it immediately. You're like, oh, it's on me. It burns. It's a little tiny speck. Anyway, we shoveled out the truck, got it all cleaned up as much as we could, and then we took it to the tank cleaners. And they're going to get it all nice and clean for us. It's going to be perfectly clean. I hope, at least. Because that's the other thing that I was kind of touching on was, pun intended, touching on. All the wing nuts. There's 6 wing nuts on the back door of that truck. Big ass wing nuts that hold the whole back cap of this 3,000-gallon tank shut are these wing nuts. And people, we have acid on our gloves, on our hands. We have to use. There's no getting away from it. So all those wing nuts have acid on them. The little kickboard that comes out behind the truck, it's got acid all over it. The side panels have acid in them. The control panel has acid on the levers. I tried to use. We have these rags that are okay to use with acid. They're yellow. I tried to use those to control the knobs, but I can't confirm nor deny that there's acid on those handles. So the next guy that's like, oh, I just need to turn the truck on, no gloves, no nothing, might touch it and get acid on his hand. And then you got to hope and pray that you have a way to wash that shit off. So that truck is going to need a full decon to be safe because, I mean, honestly, we use these vac trucks all over the place for all different reasons. Acid, and the stainless steel is the one used for acid, but we also use it for other shit because it works as a normal vac truck. It's just made out of stainless steel. So, and there's other jobs where we're just sucking up wastewater or clean water or diesel or gasoline or, shit that, well, I mean, a lot of those require gloves and protection and whatnot, but some of them you don't really need a lot of protection. You'll go out there with a pair of leather gloves and a t-shirt, and you'll be getting all up on that truck. And I just don't want to see anybody get an acid burn, especially after I mess with the truck. I don't want to see them get it at all, but I can only control what the fuck I do. So whenever that truck gets back, I guess I'll try to run and do a decon on it or whatever, or take it to the truck wash and have them blast everything. But that's only if I get the choice. I might not be the guy to pick up the truck. It's going to be done today, and I'm not going to be there, so maybe somebody else will grab it. But because I don't know, I don't think that place is gonna. They don't wash the whole truck. They just kind of clean out the tank. I wonder how much they make to clean that shit out. That's not a job opportunity I'm thinking about. I do not want to be even involved with that shit. No, sir. Keep that shit to yourself. I'm not gonna. I don't want my job to be the worst. One of the worst things I hate doing. Some people like it. Some people enjoy it. I don't know. Or somebody's got to do it, so they do it. I guess I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. You get to choose what kind of job you get to do. If you don't like, if you're at a job and you fucking hate it, you have the option to get the fuck out of there and go do something else. Like I applied at a couple places where they need a crane operator. I applied at them. I am not crane certified, but it's like maybe I can become a crane operator. And it's not a crane operator. It's like, I don't know, there's this commercial roofing company, and they need somebody to be able to run a truck to lift pallets of shit up on top of roofs and whatnot. Or I don't know, they got cranes and shit. So I applied. I mean, I don't know. I'm qualified in every other aspect. I do have a little bit of crane knowledge, but I'm not certified. So I don't know. Applied. Those ones pay really fucking good, but the classes that I would have to do to get certified, those are going to be kind of brutal. But I'm willing to do it. My uncle keeps wanting me to get into the elevator deal, and he says they do all their hiring every May. And he said you just have to take an aptitude test. So I thought about studying for an aptitude test. That might be something I do, because if I can get past the aptitude test, I could get in and I could do elevator shit. It's not really going to be driving oriented, and that's what I enjoy doing, but for the money that an elevator technician makes. Like my uncle, he told me, he's like, he started working there. Well, I didn't even know this. It might be kind of personal, I guess, but I did not know that he was in prison when he was 28 years old. I'm 34. He was 28 years old. He was in prison. Today he is 60, retired, has a uh, has all the money he could ever want, you know, and he's retired from the elevator trade. He's like, you're still young enough. There's still time. He's like, you probably won't retire when I retired, but if you tried to work your way in there and got in, you'll be able to retire and you'll have lots of money. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. I'll think about it, and I'm thinking about it. He said you just you got to pass an aptitude test and then you get in. Nah, I mean, there's more to it than that, obviously, but he said the aptitude test is really going to help figure out where you should be. And if he was in prison, I mean, for a year, he was selling the drugs. He's not into that no more. His drug is motorbikes. He's selling his street bike too. His street bike. He has his race bike, which is Yamaha 450. Fully, I mean, he takes it to a shop and has it tuned and everything. Everything is set up specific to him. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's pretty normal with motocross guys, but it's a real ass race bike that he's got there. And then he's got his DR 650 that he just picked up, and he's been working on that thing, and he's got that thing dialed in, is what he says. I rode on it. It's obviously not set up for me. I did not enjoy it all that much. The handlebars are rotate. I mean, and it's all adjustments, but they're exactly where he wants them to be. And his handlebars are rotated back quite far. His handlebars are also bent a lot more than mine. Mine are more of a straight bar. It's not straight, but it's pretty fucking straight compared to his. He's got risers on his handlebars, which him rotating his handlebars back kind of defeat the purpose a little bit. And then he's got he lowered his pegs, and then he put on a little bit, well, when he got it, it had really rough suspension on it. So he took that off. Obviously, I've talked about that before. He softened his suspension, and I guess that's really all he did. But, I mean, that's basically all the adjustments you can really make is handlebars, foot pegs. The seat is the seat. But I guess just preload, height, and whatnot. He's got all that set up for him. I rode it. I don't know. I just got off my bike, which was on street tires, onto his bike that has dirt tires, and we were on gravel. And I was still a little bit, because my bike was sliding all around on that gravel, and his was gripping up, but I was still too weary of it. I didn't want to. I didn't hit it. I hit my bike harder than I hit his bike hard, because even though his bike is set up way better for gravel and all that shit versus mine, but mine, I know how it's going to act. And his, I just wasn't comfortable in it. I felt like my hands were on my knees because the handlebars were rotated back so far and bent back further than mine. It was just not comfortable, really. But hey, he says that's dialed for him, so he's awesome on that thing. Mine is not. I mean, I I didn't set it up for me. I just kind of was like, oh, this looks cool. All right, I'm gonna put it here. I'm going to take the handlebar risers off, which is odd. I mean, I might put them back on, but I don't. I didn't. The why I don't like the handlebar risers is how far the key is behind the handlebars. That was the only thing. I was like, the key is so fucking deep behind the handlebar risers. Take the handlebar risers off, the key isn't as deep. But it obviously, which one is more important, where your key is or where your handlebars are? Probably the handlebars. Um, I haven't mowed. I did last time I went around the house and I did shit though. I mowed half of the front yard and half of the backyard. It all needs mowed now. But I did go through and I got all the weeds and shit. I sprayed all the weeds. All the weeds are dead now. I need to run a weed eater through there again and run a mower over it, and it should look pretty good. I got all the snakes out of there. I think I got the snakes out of there. And last night when I got home, there were some limbs that I had cut and done some shit to. People pulling over on the side of the road, especially a commercial truck with no fucking blinkers, no hazards, no triangles, all that shit, in the dark on the crest of a hill. That's annoying as hell. Especially when there's a fucking truck stop right here. Um, what was I saying? Before the guy pulled over. Yard work. Yep, still got a lot of yard work to do. Well, I mean, I just need to mow and weed eat, just a basic trim. I think the yard should be good after that. I kind of got rid of what I need to weed eat with weed killer. And then the truck, my 92, right now the bed is full of shit. My mom is moving. She got a new house. She's getting it on the 31st. And she's like, hey, you talked about wanting this barbecue grill. How about you come over and get it? So I drove my truck over there, even though I had no blinkers. Drove my truck over there with the family, picked up the barbecue grill, and then she started loading me up with all kinds of other shit. I got sleds. I got a fire pit. I got the grill, which comes with a fucking propane tank, which is, hey, hell yeah. I got a fucking propane tank now. A third one. And it's full. But I have not unloaded any of that shit. It's still all in the back of my truck, and I think that fire pit, I'm gonna take it to the shop and throw it away. And I've got a toilet on my back porch still. I know it's gross. It's gross. I've got a toilet I got to get off my back deck. And then I've got a dishwasher. I still have a dishwasher in my backyard. It is covered in weeds and shit. And there's a couple other things over there that were. It was a nice cooler. It was like a soft-sided cooler, and I liked it. It had wheels and a handle on it, but it's been sitting on the back deck for so long, and I just started filling it with other shit. Like I had other shit, I had other shit that I threw on there, and now I just have a bunch of junk. I need a junk removal. Don't really have any junk inside my garage, which is kind of nice. It's just unorganized. But I don't know, kind of probably some of the episodes I didn't release. I have not been happy. Definitely not been happy. pretty depressed with the way things are going at work. Why are you slowing down so much, FedEx? What is your deal, dude? And now I lost all my momentum on a hill because of FedEx. And I bet you're not even turning the way I'm going. Got me a cooler full of water here, no ice. I checked that fucking ice machine the other day. It was full to the top with ice. I said, hell yes, the ice machine works finally again. So this morning I grab my cooler, fill it all with water, and then I take it over there to the fucking ice machine, open it up, fucking dry, empty. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the ice machine at the shop, man? What the fuck is going on, man? I need ice. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I've not been keeping up with any podcasts. I am way fucking behind on every podcast. Stevie V's put up a podcast. Back Road Friends have put up a podcast. The Broken Wing Nuts has put up a podcast. Joe Rogan's put up a couple of podcasts. Tim Dillon's put up a couple of podcasts. And I'm sure there's others I'm missing. I see the notifications pop up. I just don't. I'm not. Today is the day that I'll be listening to some podcasts. And now it's just like, which one do I listen to first? And obviously after I record my shit, which we're getting there. We're getting there. I might record 2 today because I think I'm going to release this one immediately for a Tuesday episode, and then I'll probably record another one on the way back, just to kind of. I've been the offline for a while, so need to get back on, get back into the groove of things. Looks like I'm gonna be running these loads, so running this load today. Tomorrow, I got to get loaded. Thursday, I have Thursday off. I have an interview, I have a DOT physical, and I have to get my motorcycle license figured out. That's the other thing is I don't know if if I do the test and I pass the test, I'm pretty sure I have to redo my hazmat also, which shouldn't be a big problem. Because in order to add any endorsement to my hazmat, I guess I might as well take doubles and triples and all that shit. That might help me get it into another place or whatever, but I really don't want to haul doubles. I don't want to haul doubles. I so badly do not want to haul doubles and triples. That seems like a fucking nightmare. Not sure why. You don't have to back up, but you got a lot more shit you got to worry about. Windy conditions, you get squirrely and shit. I don't know. I guess you'd see a lot more of them crashed if they were that squirrely and shit, but I don't want to do doubles. But if I want to add any endorsements to my HAZ license, I have to take the HAZ license again, which isn't a big problem. Just a quick test, like 30 question test. You got to get 25 out of 30 or something like that. So I might just get my motorcycle permit again, because I can renew it one time, and I might just do that again, and I'll worry about getting the motorcycle license next year. Might do that. I might do that. And So anyways, I have a DOT physical. I got to get my card, and then apparently the place that does your physical, now they put it on your license. So I don't even have to go to the DMV unless I need to take my motorcycle test or whatever. And then I have an interview. And then so Thursday, and then I have trunk or treat, something going on at my son's school that my wife was thinking we weren't going to be able to do, but now we are going to do it. So that'll be cool. I can get that done. And then Friday is going to be, I'm already going to be loaded since from Wednesday. Wednesday, I don't know what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday. It's going to be a short ass day, most likely. So, hey, I'm glad you're giving me drive time. Like I'm going to drive 2 days this week. Awesome. But getting loaded and then driving back to the shop takes 3 hours. So I don't know. I'm going to have to find something else to do on Wednesday. And then my motorcycle wheel and tire, I took it off last night. I had to grab a transmission jack that was stored away up in one of our warehouses. I had to get it, forklift it down, which, hey, I'm the best fucking forklift driver there is, so that was no problem. But I got the transmission jack down because there was no way to lift the bike up. I tried using a bucket. My bike crushed the bucket. So I was like, that's not sustainable for any amount of time. So I need to, I had to get this big transmission jack down just to lift the bike up because, the bike doesn't stand up very well without both of its wheels. And it's going to be there for a couple of days, potentially, because the motorcycle shop, they said, oh yeah, we'll put a new tube in for you. It'll be $30 for the tube. Well, I got a heavy duty tube. $30 for the heavy duty tube, and then $15 to put it in. So I said, all right, 45 $45, not bad. They said it's going to take a couple of days. Couple of days to put a tube in. I mean, I guess for that price, I guess I can't complain too much, but Jesus. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping the bike they got the tube in and done today, and I might try to call and pay it over the phone, so then I can have somebody else go pick it up for me and take it to the shop, and then I'll put it on at the shop, and then so tomorrow, or no, today, potentially, I could ride it home tonight. Otherwise, I got to take a work truck again. So, hooray. But I'm tired of dealing with this fucking tire, man. I'm real tired of dealing with this tire. And the tires are pretty worn. The rear one's pretty worn out. I'm probably going to be buying a rear tire here soon-ish. And the front tire, I guess the front tire is going to last a little bit longer. If it's got a new tube in it and it's not going to fucking leak, it'll stay at the right PSI, and I don't know. But I might end up buying a new rear tire for it. And I am not doing that shit. For $15 for an installation, I'm going to take it. I'm going to buy the tire and take it up to this fucking place and have them do it. I ain't dealing with it. Even though the rear tire should be easier than the front since it's wider. But for my rear tire, I'm thinking about getting a little bit more of an off-roady tire. And then I don't know, maybe I'll get a deal and I'll just put front and rear on. But I'm excited for, I'm not excited for snow and ice, but I'm going to attempt to ride this bike in the snow. Not to work or anything, just to, just to fuck around, just to have a good time. I think it'd be fun. So I want to get a little bit more of an aggressive tire. But I don't want it to be a straight up dirt tire, because I'm just going to wear it out. These are street tires and they're wearing out pretty quickly. Pretty quickly compared to like a car tire. I guess just because they're softer, I don't know. But yeah, they're wearing out pretty quick. And if street tires are wearing out quickly, dirt tires they're gonna be wearing out pretty fucking quick. Maybe I need to ride the bike a little fucking nicer. I don't know. I rip on that thing. I'm not doing burnouts or anything, but maybe just the quick takeoffs and stuff might help wear the tire out more. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of weird. Don't realize motorcycle tires wear out fast as they do. I'm not buying used. Don't worry. I'm not buying used. I am never going to buy a used motorcycle tire. Those things are dangerous. Anyways, we're at an hour. I'm going to go ahead and end it. If I have more to say, it'll be on tomorrow's episode. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later.